joys of winter time. So the idea here, as usual, is I'm going to try and get this first little layer of snow off and go ahead and salt this real heavily, because the more we salt it, hopefully the less snow we'll end up having to push. It'll at least help, you know, it'll help to keep that base layer from freezing, and if you can keep the base layer from freezing, then you can do something with this stuff, you know. But it's really cold out here. It's like 21 degrees, and so this snow is having no trouble accumulating. I got to get on it. Man, I'll tell you what, it is beautiful. Even though it's a real pain in the ass, it is absolutely beautiful when it's snowing out here in the hills of Kentucky. So the way I've been normally doing this is I've got a seed broadcaster that's obviously intended to put seed on your yard. I've been using that to just walk up and down the hill and throw the salt out evenly. But this is like a 400 or 500 foot hill, and it's at least a 10% grade. You can probably tell I'm out of breath because when it comes time to turn around at the bottom and walk back up pushing this thing in the snow, it's a workout. So I'm realizing now that, well, actually I knew this last year, I just didn't have the money for it, but what we really need to do is get one of those huge 3-point hitch broadcasters for the tractor. If we have one of those, we could take our bags of salt and put in that thing, and I could just drive up and down the hill with the tractor and spread this stuff out. That's the way to do it. I think I'm gonna have to look into that, depending on what the prices are like on those things now. Last year you could get one of those for about $500 or $600, but I'm sure they're almost $1,000 now. I might still have to look into it because this is wearing me out, pushing this thing around. And it's just undersized for the job because it's snowing so hard out here that I can't keep up with it anyway. So I'm gonna have to come back tonight when the snow stops and do this all over again. The mailman is here. I guess that proves that the old saying is true. They really will work in any weather. But you notice they use Jeeps. Well, it has been one heck of a day. My dad slid his truck off the road down here into the creek almost. It's very, very precarious, and we couldn't get it out even with my neighbor's tractor. We got more snow than we were planning on getting. My wife's still not home. My son's out here on the ATV trying to rip around. And it's snowing so hard. There he goes again. It's snowing so hard that we can't keep up with the plow. So I've just kind of given up for the night. 72 degrees last weekend, snowstorm this weekend.
100 out. Now cut her to the right. I want it to speak.
Hey guys, so as you can see, we got a pretty good snowstorm yesterday. So I had a great opportunity to try out the new Cooper Discoverer ATP 2 tires. That's a mouthful, but yeah, look at the truck, it's absolutely nasty. Let me give you some thoughts on these tires. I mean, I know they're brand new, but they did a really good job, and this was a pretty serious storm. Yeah, to be completely honest, I don't really like this kind of weather. They put so much salt and junk all over the roads. It'll take forever to wash this thing off. It's supposed to be really nice weather tomorrow. I mean, now the sun has finally come out. I mean, it's not a bad day today. It's just 19 degrees out here. It's supposed to be a lot warmer tomorrow, so I have to go to the car wash and get all this salt off of here. But anyway, yeah, the Cooper Discoverers did a great job. I mean, the snow claws, as Cooper calls it. Let's see if I can get a good image here for you. So these little snow claws, that's what Cooper calls snow claw technology. Of course, you know, they kind of cleaned out when I was coming up the driveway, but you can see the siping is doing a good job. When this stuff grabs onto the snow, it actually increases the friction and increases your traction. To be completely honest, there were roads out here today that were very compacted snow, which basically turns the snow into a sheet of ice in a lot of places. There was some slush out on the road. There was a lot of clumpy snow, kind of like you see here in my driveway, a lot of that out on the road. And I'm talking about 4-lane highways covered in stuff that looks just like this. So I got a chance to drive these things in just about all types of winter conditions, ice and snow. I gotta say, they did a really good job. I didn't experience any abnormal slipping or sliding. They seemed to grip really well. What impressed me the most was braking traction. You know, when I had to apply the brakes and slow down, they grabbed and really did a good job of slowing the truck down. Instead of just locking up and sliding, they grip pretty well. So I was really happy with the ability to brake in these kinds of conditions. In 4-wheel drive with these tires, this truck would go pretty much anywhere. I mean, it wasn't anything that it wouldn't handle. A lot of the time I switched over to 2-wheel drive just to kind of, you know, see. I was curious how far I could make it in 2-wheel drive, and it got pretty far. But yeah, I mean, these tires are going to be great for the snow. I kind of figured they would. I mean, this is the sibling of the Cooper Discoverer AT3, and as you know, the AT3 was kind of designed around wanting some good rain and snow traction. Obviously, it's marketed as an all-terrain tire, but they really kind of focused those tires toward on-road foul weather traction. And you can tell by looking at the tread pattern on them, because the tread pattern is very circumferential. You know, you've got these rings or rows, if you want to look at it that way, of tread that go around the tire. Very similar to how a highway all-season tire would be designed, except obviously the tread blocks have larger voids, which is where the all-terrain part of it comes in. But you don't see any interlocked tread in here. It's a very circumferential design. And those typically are really good for foul weather. So it's no surprise that these did a great job. And I can't say enough good things about them today. Really awesome. Now I guess I need to go and get the plow out and try to scrape some more of this snow up off the driveway while the sun is out. Once the sun comes out, it really does a good job of breaking up this stuff, and if you take advantage of that, you can move it around a lot easier. So I'm going to go get on it, guys, but I thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Stay safe out there.